Welcome to Jason in the Kitchen. Today we're making manicotti with meat sauce, a little side green salad, and some quick garlic bread. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to make the filling for our manicotti. I've got 2 pounds of whole milk ricotta in the bowl, and I'm going to add a cup of finely grated parmesan cheese. I'm going to add a cup and 3/4 of whole milk mozzarella. I could not find good fresh basil at the grocery store today, so I'm going to put some dried basil in here. Good amount. Probably about a tablespoon. Okay. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of Italian parsley. A lot of recipes use spinach. You can put some blanched spinach in here that's been squeezed out of all the water. That's fine too. The restaurants I've worked at don't remember us putting spinach in there. And some use nutmeg too. I don't remember using nutmeg either, but you can put however you'd like. And then we're going to season with a little bit of salt, a big pinch, and some cracked pepper. Alright, I'm just going to mix this together. It's coming together really easy now. Make sure it's pretty well mixed. Alright, there we go. It's looking good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste it and see how we're doing on the seasoning and the cheese. It tastes really good, but I don't think it has enough cheese in it. I'm going to add another 1/2 cup of the grated parmesan. Okay. I'm going to add some more salt and some more pepper. This is your chance to, make sure everything's seasoned properly before you stuff your manicotti. So you want to make sure that you taste it. Make sure it tastes the way you want it to. If you're not happy with it, you have time to fix it still. Alright, let's try again. See where we're at. It's much better. Getting the cheese through now. Yeah, and the salt's where it needs to be. So I'm happy with that. So we're going to leave it like that. Now I'm going to add in our eggs. Okay. I got 3 eggs here that I've beaten up. Okay. you want to taste it before you put the eggs in. You'll probably be alright if you taste it afterwards, but you know, why take any chances when you don't have to? So we're going to mix these eggs into the filling, and then our filling will be all set. I'm going to hold this in a deli container in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it. We still need to make our sauce, and then we need to cook our pasta shells, and then we're going to stuff the filling into the manicotti shells. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. I've needed a quart and a pint size deli container. This will go into the fridge until we're ready to use it. It'll stay good for about a week in the refrigerator probably, and but we're going to use it sooner than that though. But you can. This is one of those things you can do ahead. All right, I've already started our meat sauce for our manicotti. Now normally manicotti just comes with a tomato sauce or a marinara sauce, but I'm gonna make a meat sauce with it. This is the same meat sauce that I made with our spaghetti and meat sauce video, if you want to go back and check that out. I've already got the onions started here, so I can go ahead and start to cook and caramelize a little bit before I add the beef. I like to dice up my onions really small, fine dice, just because my 19-year-old son Jason doesn't like vegetables and he doesn't like the texture of onions. But I find that if I cut it up real small and cook them out enough that he can't tell they're in there. So the onions are starting to caramelize now, so I'm going to go ahead and add the ground beef. You just heard the beep for the oven. I've got the oven set at 350 degrees, and I've got a pot of water on to boil our manicotti shells. Alright, so we just want to break up our meat. This is just a pound of ground beef. This is a grass-fed 85-15. If you can get 80-20, that's even better. We just want to break up the meat and brown this with the onions. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep browning this up, keep breaking it down until we're ready to add our next ingredients. Alright, I've got my meat broken down pretty good. I've turned up the heat on it so it can start to brown. I'm going to go ahead and start my first seasoning now. I'm going to add some salt, a couple big pinches. Okay. Gonna add some dried basil. You can always use fresh herbs if you like. I just couldn't find fresh basil at the store this time, but I usually use dried. Put some dried oregano in here. We're gonna put some crushed red pepper, just to taste, however much you like in there. And then some ground pepper. Alright, so just going to mix this up. Keep browning this off. Alright, the beef is cooked now. I'm going to add the tomato paste. Made a little well like in the center. Now usually I use a whole can or a whole little jar just because I don't like to have leftover tomato paste. But this time at the store I found it in a tube, like a toothpaste tube. So I'm going to use that instead today. So we're going to add that now to the middle. by a couple tablespoons. And we're going to let this cook until it caramelizes a little bit before we mix it with the meat. Alright, the tomato paste is mixed in with the ground beef now. I'm going to go ahead and add some garlic. I've got like 5 small cloves of garlic here that I put in a garlic press. I'm just going to put that in now. I've turned down my heat too so the garlic doesn't burn. Scrape it off. Then I'm going to open it up, make sure all the garlic got down in there. Press it again. Okay. I'm going to mix in the garlic. And the garlic doesn't take long, only about 30 seconds maybe, just until you can smell it, because we don't want that to burn. Alright, so I've got some San Marzano whole peeled tomatoes that I've crushed, and I'm going to pour that in now. Just going to mix that in here now. I prefer San Marzano tomatoes. You can use whatever tomatoes you want. Make sure it says San Marzano from Italy though, not the San Marzano style. I just find that they seem to be less acidic and sweeter. But you can use whatever tomatoes you like. We're just going to mix this up. Make sure it's all mixed in there. We're going to let it simmer for a couple of minutes. And then I'll be back to taste it and we'll season it again. Alright, this had a chance to mingle for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and taste it now. I'm going to need more salt. A couple big pinches of salt. And put some more dried basil. Some more oregano. And some more black pepper. Alright, just going to mix all this together. Let this simmer for a few minutes, and then the sauce, I'll retaste it for seasoning, and then the sauce will be done. Now we need to, the water's boiling over here, so then we need to salt the water and then cook our manicotti shells. Alright, our water's boiling. I've already added the salt, and I've got a sheet pan set up next to the boiling water with some olive oil on it. That's where we're going to stick our manicotti shells after they're cooked. Now a lot of people use crepes for manicotti, especially in Italy, but I just prefer the texture of a pasta rather than the crepes. That's just a personal preference. You can use crepes if you like. Some people add bechamel sauce to it too. So you just make it however you like it. I'm going to fit all these in here. So I'm going to give them a stir so they don't stick to the bottom. Now it's very important when cooking this manicotti pasta, you want to make sure you cook it al dente. You want to check it because that'll make it easier to fill your shells with your ricotta mixture. You don't want to, and then it's going to bake all the way in the oven. So if you overcook your pasta here or cook it right here, it's going to be overcooked after you bake it. So we're going to let this go, probably be about 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll check it and see if they're ready. All right, our meat sauce is looking good. I'm going to give it a final taste here to see where we're at in seasoning. I don't think it needs anything else. I think it tastes good just like it is. So I'm gonna turn off the heat and let this cool down a little bit while we're waiting for our manicotti shells. Then we can fill our shells and put them in the oven. Okay, our shells look good. I'm gonna go ahead and drain these and put them on our sheet pan over here. It'll take about 6 minutes or so. Just spread them out. Alright, so what I've done is I've taken a 9x13 pan and I've spread it out with some of our meat sauce. I've taken our ricotta filling and I've put it in a pastry bag, so I can pipe it into our pasta tubes. I'm just going to cut the end off here. And we just want to fill our tubes now. If I can. Ready to use, just stick it in here like filling a pastry if you do pastry. Go on one side, and we'll go on the other side. And that's all there is to it. A little bit comes out the end, that's okay. I'm just going to the sauce. So I'm going to finish filling all of these tubes, and then we'll get ready to put it in the oven. Alright, here we go. I managed to get all those manicotti in that container. Might want to use a little bit bigger one, but they all fit. And then I just fresh grated some Parmesan cheese on the top. Always fresh grate your cheese. It melts better, it tastes better, it's just better overall. You don't get all the additives and the anti-caking agents and stuff in there. So we're going to put this in the oven now at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Now you can put extra mozzarella on the top, but you've got enough cheese in the filling. Little Parmesan on the top is okay. It's a heart of cheese, but I think mozzarella on top is an overkill. But if you like it extra cheesy, go ahead and put it on there. You're cooking for yourself and your family, so however you like it. So we'll put this in the oven for 30 minutes. Then I'll clean up a little bit, and then we'll be ready to plate this. I did want to say real quick, I did have a little bit of the ricotta filling left. Not too much, but what you can do with this is you can put some dollops next time you make pizza. You know, if you want to make like a garlic bread, mince some garlic up, or roasted garlic, and put it inside here. Spread it on top of your bread like that. So, you know, those are just a couple ideas you can do. It has the egg in there, so you need to cook it a little bit. So, but those are a couple ideas you can use with your leftover mixture. Okay, if you're in a pinch and you want some garlic bread, just get whatever kind of bread you have. Melt some butter in a pan or some olive oil with some garlic, and I put a pinch of salt. And then today I have some everything bread. Jason picked this out at the store. We're just going to use that. Just like we do our toast our buns, we're just going to move it around in the pan on top of the butter. And this is over medium-low heat. You don't want to burn the garlic or the butter. And then we're just going to let that toast. And that's an easy way to make a quick garlic bread. All right, doesn't that look good? Plated it up. Put a little bit of shredded Parmesan cheese and some sprinkle of flat leaf parsley. I've got some arugula that I put some extra virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper, just mixed it together. Nice green salad on the side. We've got our garlic bread, and we are ready to eat. I just want to thank you so much for watching. If you find value in these videos, please like and subscribe, and God bless you. Alright, let me get in here and try this real quick. Nice and cheesy. Wow, that's really good. Filling's nice and cheesy, got a good bright flavor. Meat sauce on the top, really good.